All right, so it is a bit of a rainy afternoon here. Don't have a lot of sunlight coming in. A little bit coming in from my here, shining off my super big forehead. But I was going to be working on answering some questions for a buyer that's looking at moving here, and they have about a $600,000 budget. Could go up a little bit, but looking here at like Beacon Lake, Nocatee, and some of those other areas. And so, as I was going to go through and answer some of his questions, anyways, I was going to make him a video, and I thought, let's just make a video and just leave his name out of it and let you guys get a little picture on what's happening around here, what I'm looking at, and questions that these guys have. Maybe you have the same questions too. So I'm just going to hop in here and hop into what he's looking at here. So they are buyers looking to move here. They're coming in August and want to look around and get a feel for the different neighborhoods. So we'll hop into those a little bit. And they're going to want to look at some homes and then move here maybe September, October. I know they have a lease. And so there was a question about breaking their lease and what that might look like. And so immediately off the back, that is a question that we get quite a bit. So if you've got a lease and it's ending, or you need to end it early to buy a house, what do you do? It's going to cost you a whole bunch of money. And so I asked him how much that would be, and I think it was maybe $2,500. And so we talked about, first of all, it's a bridge that is pretty easy to cross later when we get to it. But just some ideas for you guys out there in case you're in this situation. The easiest one probably is talking to the builder, talking to the seller if it's a resale, and just requesting some contribution towards closing cost in the amount of the lease break. Hey sellers, my buyers love your house. Oh, gosh, they want to buy it. Problem is that they have to break their lease. So if you guys would mind out of the proceeds chipping in $2,500 towards their closing costs, then we could probably make this work. And gosh, 99 times out of 100, especially in this market right now, sellers are going to be all over that. So really not a big deal. And then, if a seller is contributing to a buyer's closing cost, that just equals cash in the buyer's pocket. But as I was talking to him, I was saying it's a bridge that we really need to cross later because we might talk to sellers who may want a longer closing. They may have a situation where they're trying to get under contract now, or they're looking at the days on the market and they're saying, oh man, our new home's going to be ready in October, but we're going to list now or last month just to get ahead of things. And then we'll Airbnb it or something like that in between. But lo and behold, all of a sudden this buyer comes along that doesn't want to move till October. Hey, that's win-win. Everyone wins. So pretty easy bridge to cross. It is kind of a cross that bridge when you come to it type of thing. So that is something that we talked about. But if you're in that situation and you might have to break a lease, don't let that stop you from buying a house when you want to get in, even if you want to get in a little bit earlier. All right. So these guys are looking at Nocatee. I'm just going through some email here and looking at some different houses. So I figured I would screen share as soon as I can shrink myself down here. Let's go even smaller, Austin. Boop. I'll hang it down here. And so one of the homes they brought up was in Nocatee, 46 Glenwood. Glenwood, I believe, is in Greenleaf Village. Oops, if I could spell correctly, then it would pop up. So it's still active. So let's take a look at this house here. And what they liked about it, it's a pool home. So that is nice. Heart of Nocatee, amazing private pool, fenced yard, nice stonework. They don't like the exterior color. Some interior accent walls, kitchen small, countertop materials not preferred. Microwave over stove not preferred. And just 12-year-old home, 12-year-old carpet. They don't really want carpet anyways. So kind of maybe a little bit dated inside. We'll take a little look here. And run through. Oh, yeah, this looks like a Greenleaf Village home, and actually one of the uh, not the oldest of ones in here. Well, it's got white cabinets. Okay, I see what they're saying here. Maybe they don't like the countertops, but ultimately, paint colors, inside, outside, outside with HOA approval. All these things can be changed. Countertops, surprisingly not as expensive as you might think. And really the floors, it's not the big square floors in here. They look like they could probably work. So yeah, pretty nice looking house there. Not everyone's gonna like having the stucco on the outside, but hey, it's a pool home in Nocatee for listed at just under $280 a foot. This was a couple of years ago. This thing would have been easily gone by now. But anyways, so yeah, talking to all y'all out there, but really talking to my buyers, definitely helpful. Just a little more context. I asked them to look through a bunch of homes and just give me honest and over feedback on them. So don't be sitting there thinking, man, these guys are picky. I asked for it. I want people to tell me if they absolutely hate something. If there's something that they don't want and it's a deal breaker, let me know. If there's something that you absolutely love, especially if it's something that you absolutely have to have, let me know, because then we can put that into our search criteria. So that is the first house that they were looking at in Nocatee. And so let's hop over to number 2, 90 Yardley. Let's take a look at this here. 90. And I'm going blind on these. I haven't, I've scanned through here. And so I'm diving in a little bit deeper here right now. Why is this one not popping up? Maybe oh, there it is. I was just typing too fast. Never been accused of being too fast of a typist before. All right, so we've got Shearwater house here, and some of the notes. I like the floors, paver driveway. So Shearwater, it's all going to be paver driveways, which is nice. Hardy plank, yep. Subway tile, nice staircase. And there's a little tip if you're building new. Always, if staircase, if you have a choice to put wood treads on it and put spindles on it instead of like a knee wall, go for it. Look at these guys are giving me honest opinions, and they love that it is a nice staircase. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. I haven't looked at it yet. That's Backsplash. Doesn't have a pantry. They really like upper. They want cabinets that touch the ceiling. Prefer no carpet, but all right. So let's just take a quick look through here, and so you see we're at $256 a foot here in Shearwater. Might be a little on the high side. We see that with the days on market there too. So I like the trim. The trim they did here in the hallways, really pretty. And then yeah, there's the stairs. So it makes a big difference. But it's a little thing, and it has a cost to it. It's expensive, but it's worth it to put wood treads and then wood or open spindles of some sort. So nice big open looking house. Okay, so that helps me understand. It looks like it's a nice preserve backyard. The other one was an interior lot, but had a pool. So that's kind of a big deal too. All right, very nice. So they've done the work of showing you where a pool could fit. Cool. So next one, let's take a look at 413 Brook Green. I don't know where that one is. 413 Brook Greenway. This one is in Silverleaf. And Silverleaf is a big neighborhood. So let me just pop this open here and see where it is in, I'll say Silver Landing. That helps. This is a must be a Dreamfinder's home down here in this area right here. just off Silverleaf Parkway, right towards the front of the neighborhood, which is great for access. Um, so thoughts on that? Um, Good looking curb appeal, so I can look at this and say, okay, this is what they like, and they're gonna like Dreamfinder's looks on the outside because they all um, have sort of a similar look. Not all, but I like the porch. That's nice. It's pretty. Uh, Golf cart. Okay, looks like this might be a golf cart that comes with this house, but you can buy a golf cart, so um, probably not a deal breaker, but a nice little bonus if everything's being equal and someone wants a golf cart. That's cool to have. And Silverleaf is a golf cart community like Nocatee. It's not Nocatee level yet, but it also is a golf cart community. So that's pretty cool. They like the floors. They only have a house on one side, maybe. And then they don't see the pantry. Might be one. We'll take a look. I'm not sure which floor plan this is. What square footage? 2477. Crown molding. Yeah, so just really a few cosmetic things that they would change. So let me just flip here really quick. I just want to see the backyard. Okay, yeah, so they don't like that the backyard is kind of exposed to the neighborhood. So again, just another thought. Things like putting crown over the countertops in the kitchen, even changing out countertops. It's a pretty big job, but doable. One thing that you can't change, and if it's going to bug you, is, well, they say location, 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 right? So if you're not a big fan of looking out at the neighborhood, you're not a big fan of an interior lot with another house behind you, if you really want preserve, you really want to be on lake, you can't change that later. I know it's obvious, but it is definitely something to move towards the top of your requirements if that's something that's really, really important to you. Really, it trumps colors, it trumps countertops, it trumps everything else because you can't change that later. So my thoughts on that one. All right. 745 Windermere is under contract. Ask me how I know, because it's my listing. And man, this house is amazing. It is on a massive lot at the end of a cul-de-sac. And it's really pretty. So flipping through here, again, I know this house really well. Look at spindles and wood treads. And going through here, man, doesn't our photographer does a great job. Love him. But looking out here, this is great too. So the sunset's over here. This is west over here. And so imagine you go out on your balcony over your massive backyard and you get to watch the sunset back here. So this is an incredible house. What do they like about it? They like the floors, like the kitchen, like the pantry. So I'm taking notes. Pantry's important to these guys. Nice showers, nice staircase, big balcony. I mean, most houses don't have a balcony, and it's a big lot. And that's an understatement. It's a really, really big lot. Cons, lot is nice, size, back patio area is lacking. Yeah, so the back patio is basically just the slab in the lanai. But again, during a build, if you are at any point in the future thinking you're going to put a pool in, then usually my recommendation is to leave that back space where the lanai is as simple and plain as possible. Don't spend a bunch of money on there, because when you go to put the pool in, or when you go to redesign the backyard and the lanai and put in a fire pit and all of that, you're going to put stonework in anyways, or you're going to put like a cool tech spray. You're going to do something, and that's going to connect onto your lanai as well, because you want that to be seamless transition. So, man, why spend a bunch of money to do pavers, spend a bunch of money to do something special with the floor on your lanai if you're going to go ahead and change it when you get a pool or something anyways. So if buyers on this house are looking to do something with that massive backyard, then just having concrete back there is not a big deal at all. And again, and even for screening, because a lot of times you got to do your screen. If you do a pool, it's going to go out. The lanai is going to, or the screen area, the bird cage could go out into the backyard. And so I'm going to tap pause for 1 second here. Another little quick educational minute for my buyers. Maybe they already know this, or for you guys out there. And that is just generally talking about the language that we use. And here in Florida, when you hear lanai, what that means is, so it's like a patio on the back of your house. So a patio is a patio, but a lanai is covered. And the covering of the lanai is an extension from the house. It's part of the house. So if you just put pavers out in the backyard, and even if you put up a screen around it or put a little roof over it, it's not really a lanai. If we're talking about a lanai here, what we mean is it's a covered patio where the roof of the over the patio extends from the roof of the house. So it's something that's done structurally during the build. So that's a lanai. The cage on the outside, like if you have a pool and you have a big screened in area over the pool, that's not what we call a lanai. We call that a cage. We call it a bird cage. We call it a screened in pool, something like that. But the lanai is actually the patio that's under the roof that extends from the roof line of the house. So there you go. I know different places, it seems like different people have different ideas of what a lanai is. I'm just telling you what, if you say lanai here in Northeast Florida, that is what people are going to be thinking. So hopefully that helps. All right. So let's check out this next one here. 167 Pescado. I wonder if this one's down at World Golf. Pescado. Okay, yeah, so near Madeira. All right, 3-car garage. So what's the neighborhood here? Oh, Madeira, duh. So not World Golf area. This is Madeira. This is just north of the St. Augustine Airport. So just north of St. Augustine, like the downtown, the old town, St. Augustine, super, super close to St. Augustine. Really cool neighborhood. A lot of the homes in there back up to Marsh. And let's take a look at this house here. So they, right off the bat, they love this. They love there's a 3-car garage here. And so they like the 3-car garage. They like the floor, the curb appeal. They seem to like the stonework here. It is stucco. And I guess it has an amazing backyard space. We'll check that in a second. They're not a big fan of the square tile here. This is your basic, probably 18-inch square tile. Oddly enough, I've talked to quite a few people that are moving down from up north, and they love the square tile. And it's because it just feels like it's different. We don't really do that. I'm Canadian originally. My wife's from upstate New York. And it's not used to seeing that. So it feels nice and cool on your feet. It feels like you're in Florida. It's different. But generally speaking, most people aren't as big a fan of this square tile. And then you see here, they've obviously taken carpet out or done something different over here. And so there's different flooring between the two. There's just different flooring types from room to room. Typically, people like to have it be one continuous thing. But I tell you what, the hardest part about with tile and upgrading is ripping that stuff out. It is a big pain, even where some people will just put like LVP or some kind of flooring on top of the tile, bump up the molding along the floor, and go that way because it is such a pain sometimes. But you see they have the French doors for this little office here. We've got some arches. What do you guys think about arches? Arches versus squared entryways. So cabinetry, again, it's all preference. It's not a ton of cabinetry, maybe a little bit dated. Nice trays in the ceiling there. Well, you guys aren't here to hear what I think. So the backyard area is really pretty. They've got this. So my buyers are saying amazing backyard space. So clearly buyers looking down here in this area love having the fire pits, love having outdoor living. And that's been our experience for years and years and years. Outdoor living is still probably one of your best investments if you want a good return on investment that you can enjoy as well. Spending it out in an outdoor kitchen or out on building out a patio, put in a pool, things like that are still excellent bang for the buck. And the wood floors are mismatching, doesn't flow. Bathrooms are dated. I saw that with the shower here. Although it's still frameless here, but yeah. Any bathrooms can be updated. So if you like the backyard space, that's huge. Could use a little more updating. I get it. All right, what's next? So next they are looking at 38 Cabot Place. Sounds familiar. Can't remember which neighborhood that's in. Let's take a look. Rivertown. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. This would be Mattamy Home right here. Still active. $600,000. I'm blocking all this off. Only been on the market for 12 days, $235 a foot. Let's take a look. Rivertown is a really cool neighborhood. Amenity-wise, it's getting its third amenity center, so it'll be pretty. No one's really been able to compete with Nocatee on amenities, but Rivertown's doing a good job. The first amenity center's awesome. Water slide, pool, gym, that kind of thing. The second one is double awesome. Kind of infinity pool looking thing out to the river, a kayak launch, just a lot of cool space. There's some light dining there as well. And the third one, actually going to have the lazy river, a lot of cool things going on in Rivertown. The thing I think that makes Nocatee still edge ahead is has a lot of commercial hub. So you can take your golf cart, go to get a piece of pizza, go to the bank, go to the drugstore, whatever on your golf cart. And it's proximity to the beach. But if you like kayaking, going out on the river and stuff like that, Rivertown, it's right there in the name. And they have a launch right there in Rivertown. So you can get right out on the St. John's River, which is one of the only rivers in the world in the Northern Hemisphere that runs. It flows from south to north. So there's a little trivia for you. Okay, cool. So they like this seafoam green exterior, and that's cool because a lot of times colors are polarizing. You got like greens or blues, and one person will love a color, another person will not like a color, and then everyone else kind of goes for the grays in the middle, afraid to commit to something. But again, houses can be painted, so not a big deal. This is a hardy plank and hardy shingles on here. So this is all a cement-based product. That's what we're going to find for the most part in Rivertown here. Let's see here. Go inside. They like the floors. And nice screen porch. So it's already screened in. People like that. So you get used to just jumping through all this stuff here. So, and then take a look at the backyard here. Look at this nice, pretty preserved backyard. You can kind of see some other houses through here, but you got some good privacy right in this area. And here's the pool that goes out to the river. The kayak launch is down over this area. This is a great amenity. Dog parks. There's the kayak launch there. There's the original amenity center. And then, man, we're looking forward to getting the new one up and running as well. So let's go ahead and move on. 89 Grampian. Again, that sounds familiar. This one is actually under contract at 34 days. So I'm assuming it just went under contract recently. All right, so flipping through here, what do they like? They like the exterior. Prefer lighter countertops. That's fine. Screen and porch is nice. Opens to a nice green space, overlooking water. Extra kitchen, so probably has an outdoor kitchen. I don't like the cheapy shower insert. It's probably on one of the secondary bathrooms. Showers aren't their taste, but that's cool. Oh yeah, this is one thing as well. So let me just flip through here quick. And so we have Hardy. This is Hardy shingle, Hardy siding here. And as we go inside, the kitchen's pretty cool. So there's a pretty yard out to the pretty good sized lake out there. So one thing these buyers coming from out of town notice is that the ceiling is textured. And they prefer not to have a textured ceiling, but here in this area in St. Johns County, you're going to have, 99% sure, unless you're in super high end, high budget, you're going to have a textured ceiling. It's what they call knockdown. So it's not like popcorn. It doesn't have the sharp bumps on it. I remember as a kid, it was all popcorn ceilings. And I hated it because we get like a helium balloon as a big treat. And that thing would get away, go up, and we'd be like, it's going to hit. And sure enough, it would pop on the popcorn. So this is more of a, I'm looking up at mine right now. It's kind of like they put that sort of material on there and then they knock it down. And it's called knockdown. And that's why. And a lot of the reason that we have this here is just simply it's cheaper. Because smooth ceilings, you need like the best of the best drywall for the ceiling, and you need the best of the best trades to get it looking good and looking right. And you see a lot of textured walls now too, because texture hides a multitude of sins. Texture will cover up a good bit of drywall deficiencies. And so for years and years and years and years, it's very, very rare to find a smooth ceiling here. Again, some builders do it. Some builders give it as an option. A lot of builders don't even have it as an option because they don't have the tradespeople that can handle that. So especially in a $600,000, $650,000 range, just count on having knockdown ceilings. It's what we all have here. You get used to it, I guess. Not a big deal. So, what neighborhood's this? Where am I here? Aberdeen. Okay, Aberdeen's going to be all D.R. Horton homes. And Aberdeen's good for... I'm sorry, I said extra kitchen. Maybe you meant in the house. So this might have like a little in-law suite. Okay, very cool. Yeah, so this is one of those floor plans. I can't remember what it was called when they were selling it, but it has a mother-in-law or an in-law suite. I guess a father-in-law could live there too. And these will have everything that a kitchen has except for a stove. They won't have an oven stove because then it becomes multifamily, and it just changes the building, the codes, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but I know they can't put in an oven range because it changes to multifamily and it complicates things. Although in Nocatee, David Weekley has some homes that have, over the garage, they have a separate apartment that have ovens in them. So that they're building in Seabrook right now. So I don't know how that works, but it does anyway, somehow. Cool. So this has the extra kitchen in it. One thing I'm not as big a fan with Aberdeen. Location's cool. Just the neighborhood itself kind of feels like you've got Longleaf Parkway running through here. It just seems like it's a bunch of like little separate single street with some offshoot neighborhoods as you go through. then with the the amenity center just kind of stuck there. It doesn't feel as cohesive as a community, but man, you get a bunch of decent size. Yeah, 2,700 square foot for 600,000. Your money's always going further in here. You're getting more square footage for the dollar in Aberdeen, typically. And gosh, yeah, super close to Freedom Crossing Academy. And even though it used to feel a little further out on Longleaf Pine Parkway, there's been a whole bunch of stuff has opened up in that area, and so it's actually pretty happening. People say happening. Cunningham Creek School right here, amazing schools right nearby. So Aberdeen's definitely a winner. Just doesn't feel as cohesive as a neighborhood as, say, like a Nocatee, a Beacon Lake, a Beach Walk, a Rivertown. Anyways, it's one of those things we always talk about. Boots on the ground, coming here to town, driving around, seeing things for yourself, getting a feel for neighborhoods. How do you explain? Shearwater has kind of a woodsy feel to it. Beacon Lake has kind of a nautical, coastal, like Connecticut coastal sort of feel to it. Nocatee, each section in Nocatee and each neighborhood in those sections have different kind of feel to it. So if you want to have you want to choose your neighborhood based on feel, then come on down and put boots on the ground and be here. It's the only way really to get a good taste of it. Video can help, but there's nothing like being here. So cool. Did I cut through that already? Let's see here. Oh, hold on one second. Grampian. All right, let's do two more here. They also like 29 Strobe. Oh, speaking of Beacon Lake, 29 Strobe is here in Beacon Lake. If I remember, this is a Volano, let's see, 2,500 square foot. Yeah. So this is the same floor plan that we looked at, 745 Windermere. It's just a different lot. And go through some of what they like. Nice looking exterior, agreed. Nice staircase, nice floors, good looking kitchen with pantry. They like the range hood. Let's take a look at that. Oh, that's one of those big cabinetry range hoods. Very cool. They like the back patio, mudroom with the shiplap. And then they've done some custom work in here. And then the back patio is really nice. Fire pit out looking over the water there. Shiplap, mudroom coming in. So, what don't they like? Kitchen cabinets with a ceiling. They'd call this perfect. Let's go back and look at those. Yeah, so it's just how it goes. If it's a 9-foot ceiling and you have the 48-inch cabinets, there's going to be a gap. If you do stack cabinets, then you get the smaller one with the bigger one on top, and sometimes that might push it closer to the ceiling. But and then sometimes you push the ceiling plate up to 10 feet. That changes things as well. Kind of hard to tell from pictures, but yeah, that'd be pretty tough to fill in that gap or bump them up or something like that. But anyways, completely understand. It's definitely a taste thing. What you would typically see if someone really wanted to get up to the ceiling is there'd be slightly shorter cabinets here and then stacked on top. You'd have another one stacked on top. Backyard isn't very private. Hey, you get that with lake lots and open fencing. Well, that's just putting in. Oh, yeah. So lake lots. Here's another thing in pretty much all these neighborhoods. If you're on water, this is the fence you have to have. You're not going to have a privacy fence because the concern is you don't want to block a neighbor's view of the lake. So I don't know of any CDD or HOA neighborhood here in this area in northern St. Johns County where you're allowed to put a privacy fence on the water. It's all going to be this 4-foot aluminum fencing. So if you want a lake lot, that is what it's going to be. Here in Beacon Lake, sometimes on Preserve, you can do a privacy fence on the sides, and so it goes on the sides, big 6-foot fence, 6 foot, 8 foot fence, and then it cuts down to 4 feet, and then it joins up to the metal fence. So in the back, so you can look at the preserve and enjoy the preserve, but then have privacy on the sides. That's what I have here actually at my house. And they prefer no carpet, want to see laundry cabinet materials. But again, these are all things that that people look at when they come here to town. It's hard to see some things in pictures. Or you can, people can't make it to town. I'm helping some people right now out in California buy a home here, and did a lot with video, and just sometimes it's just me going in, taking really detailed photos and video and sending it to them, and getting the details for them that way as well. So it's possible, but obviously if you're buying a house, it's a big investment. You can get here. That is preferred. So 175 convex is going to be Beacon Lake as well. And so convex is Madam East Phase 1, 53-foot lots. And again, really pretty. I know this street very, very well. And look at that nice. Oh, this is what we're talking about. So look at the backyard right here. Here's your fence. And it cuts down to 4 feet. So you got 6 feet along here. I think I said 8 before, but 6. 6-foot fence along here. And then it cuts down to 4 foot. And then you can so you have your privacy on the sides. And then you have your nice preserve here in the back. So cool house. Let's see. Oh, and then we got some nice screened in area right here. I notice a lot of people in this neighborhood in Beacon have done remote on one of these too, so they can lift it up and down. Retractable screen. So they like the exterior of the home. Floor plan's really good. This is a cool floor. Is it 2,500 square foot? No, 3,000 square feet almost. Okay. This is $222 a foot. This is pretty good. Looks like pretty good value. Preserve lot, $222 a foot. Here in Beacon Lake, 3,000 square feet. It looks winter to me. Private backyard, nice screen. Some of the interior paint colors are not ideal. Textured ceilings, again, we talked about those. Carpet, brown bathroom, vanity cabinets. So, yeah, that makes sense. And as we're passing through here, again, colors can be polarizing, but paint's paint. Paint's easy to change out. Because technically even cabinets can be painted pretty easily these days. So you got wood look tile floors in here. Some nice upgraded fixtures here and there. They got that more modern shower. Nice loft area. So cool house, Beacon Lake. Big fan, live in this neighborhood. So I'm definitely a fan of Beacon. All right, there was another question I thought I was going to jump into here quick. Just let me pause it for just a second. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. So one other question that he actually sent me today, he asked me about a neighbor. You're familiar with South Haven? So he couldn't find much on the subdivision, had a great looking home, was recently listed, but he wasn't sure about South Haven. I was like, I have not heard of South Haven. Let me take a look. So actually what it was Markland, which is another neighborhood down in the World Golf Village area, and pretty cool neighborhood. It's got a really pretty big, they call it the Manor House, I think, clubhouse, a nice pool. CDDs are pretty high in there. I think the house they were looking at was $4,200 a year for the CDD fee. And the amenities are nice, not Nocatee nice though, for a CDD that's at least a third higher. But cool neighborhood. But so why is it called South Haven? Well, there'll be a legal description, and it'll have the originally when these neighborhoods are bought by a developer, they're registered as a certain neighborhood. One big one you'll see all the time, I think in Nocatee, the Del Webb there will be called like River Run. And like, what the heck is River Run? Never heard of that. Well, it's Del Webb Ponte Vedra. And that's what it was called originally. And then the developer bought it, and then maybe, Pulte or whoever picked it up, and they decided to develop it as Del Webb. And so the subdivision is actually called Del Webb. But the legal description from when it was first purchased and registered, again, I'm talking a little bit over my knowledge level here on exactly precisely how it all comes together. But the legal description will be different than what the neighborhood's actually called. And so sometimes it can cause confusion. I think this listing is the one that they were telling me about was from Open Door, who's obviously not as much a local presence. And so they're just going to put the neighborhood as whatever it shows up on the legal description, rather than really it should be, if people are looking for Markland, then, if it said Markland, it would cause less confusion for sure. But anyways, just something else to watch out for. And so that was a cool house. Let me see here. But so for these guys, being able to golf cart around was a pretty big deal. So that really leaves, you can use a golf cart in Shearwater. You can use a golf cart in Rivertown. Beacon Lake's not technically a golf cart community, but if it's a street legal golf cart, you got signals and all that kind of stuff on it. You can use a golf cart in Beacon Lake. But really, Nocatee and Silverleaf are the two big golf cart communities where you take your cart out and go to commercial spaces, go to restaurants, and do things like that. And so then you get into the $650,000 budget. Well, man, you can hit Silverleaf on that all day long. My people I mentioned earlier in California just are closing on. Rich in America has a floor plan called a Moonstone. It's got a massive lanai on it, and it's a great build. It's like 2,600 square foot, and they're going to be just about. Gosh, I thought it was under 500, but with incentives, but it might be just a little bit over 500,000, but it was under $200 a foot. And man, they're getting a tremendous value from the builder on that one in particular. And there's a lot of other value in Silverleaf, and just some higher end stuff in there too. You get up like the I call it the Courtneys, the Courtney Oaks, Courtney Chase, Courtney this, Courtney that, St. John's Island up in that area. There's some more higher end stuff for sure. And even Silverleaf Village had some really nice builders if you're looking for resales in there. But excuse me, been yapping for a while. Nocatee really is still the 800-pound gorilla, probably the one to beat. And just, we are July 17th, 2024 that I'm filming this, and we've felt some softening for sure. Like, we looked at that first house in Greenleaf Village, and 2 years ago, there's no way a pool home in the 600s in Nocatee was still going to be on the market. And one available there, and it's in Greenleaf Village. And so Greenleaf Lakes to a degree, but I lived in Greenleaf Village for about 6 years, and I really truly believe it's one of the better value plays in Nocatee right now. We can get a great house. Some of them are getting up in age where maybe you just need to be careful insurance wise, make sure that you know what's happening with the roof and you get that checked out. Or make arrangements for a roof in your closing or whatever. But it's like on the far west side. I guess I can pull up a map here. Maps.google. And so we'll go over here to Nocatee. And I'm going to go to, not terrain, satellite. Oh, we're already in satellite. So like looking at this whole right down to here, this whole area, I went too far. Whoops. This whole area here is Nocatee, and then Greenleaf Village is right in here. There's probably a star there. It's probably my old house. Oh, look at that. Reminiscing. Here is Nocatee, and so this is US 1, 95, and this is 9Bs. This is like to get around the city, to get up to the airport, and a lot of your major shopping is right up in this area here. So if you look at Nocatee as a whole, like Greenleaf Village actually has an entrance that hits 95. I'm sorry, it doesn't hit 95. That hits US 1 right here. So you can actually come out of your neighborhood straight here and head north up to get to shopping, get to the airport, or you can head south down here and go down to St. Augustine. So, like, it's one of the cool things about Greenleaf. I'm also a fan of Valley Ridge Academy. Both my kids graduated from there. And then this Greenleaf Park is a great big park here where if you've got doggos, there you can kind of see some fence here. There is a big dog park here in the front. And then you've got playground and bathrooms over in here. There's a playground. It's covered with trees. You can't see it very well. But there's playground here. And just an open field and places where kids can play or throw a ball around and maybe get a football game going or whatever. But big fan of Greenleaf Village, and there's some value in there. Like I said, you get a pool home in there. Might be worth a look. But anyways, hopefully this helps. Again, this is targeted for you guys know who you are. I'm sending this to you first. But I'm just going to post this up for the general public, whoever might benefit from all the work that you guys have done, looking at some listings and giving some thoughts and feedback on it. And if you live around here and you're like, man, what are people looking for? I want to list my house and I'm just curious what's important to out-of-town buyers. Well, here's one example of some things that some people that are really looking for. So anyways, hope that helps. Stay classy, St. Johns County. We will catch you on the next one.